Okay, so this is a video to help you guys build a little electric motor. Okay, so here's what you should have. Two D-cell batteries. Let me get my laser pointer up. Two D-cell batteries with a battery holder, two alligator clip wires, two paper clips, two rubber bands, 150 centimeters of 22 gauge enameled wire, a plastic cup, and two neodymium magnets. Now, the magnets are already attached to the cup. They should stay there. They're old. They've got chips. They will cut you. Don't mess with them. And you need a bit of tape. Okay? Um, Here's your first step. You are going to take your two paper clips and you're going to bend them as follows. Take this end, bend it out straight. Then take this end and bend it so you have that. You have a long piece of paper clip and then a hook at the end. And then you're going to take this and bend it over so you got a little loop at the top. And you're going to repeat that. So you have two of these. Okay? Then you're going to take your two rubber bands and you're going to place them over your cup like this. One here and one here. All right, that's pretty simple. Then you're going to take your paper clips and put them or attach them to the cup with the rubber bands like this. You probably want maybe 1.5 inches, 5-6 centimeters of paper clip extending beyond the top of the cup, and you want them to be the same height. All right. Now you've got your cup, you got your rubber bands, you got two paper clips attached to your cup. You are now ready to make your electromagnet. Take one of your batteries and put some wire, about this much wire, the length of your thumb, over the battery. Okay? Then take the long end of the wire and start wrapping it around the battery. Wrap it tightly and neatly. Okay? You want all the loops to be about the same size, close together. You have enough wire probably to get you somewhere between 10 and 15 loops, maybe around 12. And then you don't want to wrap the last bit around. You want to end up with a coil of wire like this with two ends extending. Okay? So once you've got that, you're going to take one of the ends of wire and you're going to wrap it around the coil like is shown here. That's going to hold the coil together. And then you're going to repeat the same thing with the other side. And this is what you're going to get at the end, okay? This is going to be your solenoid, your electromagnet. Notice that I've got 3 wraps about holding the wire together, and that they are, if this is a circle, they are directly opposite each other, the two ends of the wire on the circle, level, pointing the opposite direction, okay? Then, now this step is super important. If this step gets messed up, the whole thing won't work. You can see that the coil is perpendicular to the plane of the table. Okay? You're going to place one end of the wire on the table. Okay? And you're going to scrape the enamel off just the top of the wire. All right? You want to get all the enamel off, but you only want to get it off one side of the wire. Okay. I'll have some sandpaper. Hopefully we can also try that if the scissors aren't working well. This is what you're looking for. The bottom half of each side is bare wire. The top half is enameled. Okay. So here's your loop. There's the 2 wires, the ends of the wire sticking out. The coil will be right here. This will allow the coil to conduct electricity sometimes and not at other times, which is key to your electromagnet-based motor functioning. Then you're going to take that coil you've made and you're going to line it up with the little loops at the top of your paper clips. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the height of the paper clip such that if these wires, the ends of the wire coming off the coil, are going through those little loops, there's going to be just a little bit of space between the magnet and the coil. Okay? And you can push and pull these paper clips up through the rubber bands to get it the right height. Now, I didn't mention this before, I'll mention it now. You want to make sure, see how the paper clips are close to the coil? You want to make sure you scrape the top of the wire off all the way up to the coil. And also see how there's a bunch of wire extending beyond there. You want to cut it off, maybe about here. Okay, so you don't have a bunch of wire sticking out each end. You can just cut it with scissors. Then you're going to put each end of the wire through one of the paperclip loops, and you should get something like this. See how this is pretty much level? And in this case, it doesn't have to be perfect. The loop is lying flat in the same plane as the top of the cup. Now, once you've got everything adjusted, you can take your tape and you can fix those paper clips in place. All right. Notice also that the bent up end of the paper clip is not interfering with this coil. This coil is intended to spin around. Okay, that's the rotation you're going to get for your electric motor. These can't interfere with it. And also notice how the wire is sitting nicely in the coil or in the loop of the paper clip. That's what you're going for. Once you've got it set up like that, you want to tape it down on either side so everything stays in place. Now, you're ready to set up your power source. 2 batteries in the D cells, just like we did with the first activity of this unit, except we're using 2 batteries instead of 3. One of the alligator clip wires is attached to the screw, or if you have one with the black and red leads, to one of the leads. The other alligator clip wire in this case is connected to the spring. Okay? Then you're going to take one, it doesn't really matter which is which, one end of the alligator clip wire that's not attached to the battery clip or the battery pack, and you're going to attach it to one of the paper clips right where the paper clip meets the top of the cup. Then you're going to attach the other one. Okay? Now, at this point, you have all the pieces in place for a functioning, simple electric motor. This is what it's going to look like minus the electricity hookup. If nothing is happening, you can take your finger and give a little flick to the coil to get it started spinning and watch what happens. All right. Hopefully this is enough information for you to get this done.